Hey everybody, Trolley Pole here, the troll you can trust, back with another Walking Dead Road to Survive video featuring the first Survivor Spotlight. We will talk about Aris' character stats, basic information and skills, comparison of other Hold the Line survivors, usefulness on offense and defense, which includes weapon modifiers as well, survival road wars, faction assault, specialist skills that synergize well, and how good she is with the state of your roster. Let's talk about Aris. So as we can see right here, Aris is the female version of a yellow 5-star tie. I have not seen her actually attack, but I have the feeling that she's going to look just as silly and ridiculous as Ty does when he attacks. Now you know, there's always someone out there for somebody. Now kiss. So a quick rundown of Aris. 85 AP to do her adrenaline rush. Very high. Highest out there at the moment for 6 stars. We also have a 3 stunner, which was always welcome. Always welcome. I'll take that any day of the week with some self-sustain. Not too bad. Hold the Line will punish people for not taking her out early and ignoring her. Pretty much if you wanna have like a 66 ARs with her, or ARs that confuse, taunt, stun, just to keep buying some time for that AR to get off. And also her active taunt, which is very beneficial, I feel, and will save you from ARs to keep your team alive for an extra wave or more. So here we can compare the stats to the 3 Hold the Line survivors that are out there in the game right now. We have Aris, Andrea, and Wyatt. So if we take a look at the attack, we have Aris coming in pretty much in the middle, topping it off on defense. And as for her health, it's a little bit on the lower end, but it's still nonetheless in the middle. And to be honest, I see these Hold the Line characters more so as bruisers than anything. Especially if they start getting ramped up with their specialist Hold the Line. I feel like they're just a force to be reckoned with, tanky, and can do a lot of damage. So let's now take a look at the adrenaline rushes. So I feel like Aris' AR is by far the best out of the 3. So the most amount she'll be putting out the most amount of damage. Especially since she's going to do it to 3, and to top it all off, she's going to stun. So with her, to use her, I would say to her most efficient is to either kill the recover stun person or make sure she stuns the recover stun person, just so you can just leave all 3 of them stunned and you don't have to worry about a comeback, and then you just get wang bang boozled and then it's just all over. Let's see over here. And actually, to compare these 3, I do like taunt more than focus, especially along the lines of, say, a human shield comes along. I would not like to have 3 people to do whatever they want. Rather, I would taunt the human shield, and then all 5 of my people can do whatever they want. So now let's take a look at her offense and defense power. Sadly, since she comes with a pre-selected weapon in her 6-star form, it makes it very difficult to use weapon mods to the full extent when clearly different modifiers are better for offense and defense and vice versa. So we're going to have an offense and defense compromise here. Pretty much I feel that these 3 modifiers will be the best to use if you're going to try to use her for offense and defense. If you feel like there's something better, leave something in the comments down below, but I am going to say I feel that defense is good. Stick with the defense that it's already on there, and then be able just to upgrade it itself. And then the second stat, I would remove the AP when taking damage, and then put in a AP whenever you attack. Because I'm sorry, an 85 AR with 20 AP per attack will be getting her AR off on the 5th turn, and that's if she gets attacked. 6th turn if she's not attacked, and that is without a command. Potentially the 4th and 5th turn if you do have a command. For the special stat, honestly, I'm going to have to go with absolute defense. I choose this over reflect mainly because I don't want to have my enemy hit me and then the reflect damage goes back, thus giving them some AP. I don't want that. So, and there's also the other scenario where ARs that have multiple basic attack similarities, such as 6-star Blue Dwight. When I use 6-star Dwight's AR and he does his 2 attacks, the reflect is so massive and usually results in my Dwight dying, and whoever my Dwight was attacking ends up dying too. But in my opinion, if I'm going to take the risk reward versus AD and reflect, I would rather go for no one dying and my enemy wasting a turn doing 0 damage and gaining no AP. As for specialist skills, that would synergize very well, that I think with Aris would be a G2, just to prolong, hopefully, to get her to that AR, a command to pretty much -1 turn of what it would normally take to get to your ARs, neutralize, just more enemy control, damage control, and if you happen to have any 66 ARs, that will put some crowd control on your enemies. Try to fit in a cutthroat somewhere, and you'll see some pretty decent success. So, and then there's another, I wouldn't really say it's a trick, but it's something that comes in very handy with Aris, is if you happen to have a command on your team, and you end up dropping her AR, stunning 3, command her to taunt the other 2. This puts your team a full turn ahead, which is extremely advantageous. Even if they had all ARs ready to go, boom, you don't have to worry about it. And at this point, you pretty much should be winning at this part of the turns. And I would say a revive in this team would be very good, because Tyrese 6-star is the only decap tune right now, and he's blue. So if you're gonna bring Aris, odds are you're gonna probably bring some melee with you too, and there's gonna probably be a few yellows. So if you have a revive with you, take the Tyrese out, and then then your reviver can just keep bringing everybody back. You won't have to worry about the freaking horrible feeling of getting decapped when you have a reviver on your team, which is a pretty shitty feeling. Aris in Faction Assault, it's a little tricky, because as we all know in Faction Assault, there is a lot of restrictions, resistances to status ailments, crowd controls, sort of thing. But if you're doing the early Faction Assaults in tiers 1 to 3, then I would say she'd be extremely useful. Later on, if you can't stun anybody, you can't taunt anybody, then she's pretty much just a body in a sense. The only thing I would say is, based on what her AR gives, is she's a very good person to go up against if you have a boss or an enemy that has lightning reflex. So long as when you use the AR, it doesn't kill you. The 50% max HP and the 50% bonus HP that you're gonna get is pretty much saying, hey, you gotta kill my max HP and then some. So lightning reflex kind of gets cut short there with Aris's adrenaline rush. So now let's take a look at the state of your roster to say if you were to purposely go into the Premier Wheel and picked Aris, or if you saw somebody else in the Premier Wheel that you were trying to go for and RNG gave you Aris. So when we're going to do these comparisons, we compare with an equal or a slightly better team that you're facing. I think it would be unfair to talk about would she be able to solo 3 to 5 6-stars? Answer, no. So if she is your first 6-star and you don't have a leadership ability for your melee to give 30% or more stats to somewhere in there, then it's not good. But nonetheless, you will still see the progressional power jump with her. So let's consider what the majority of the population has. There's going to be a lot of Mirabelles and there's going to be a lot of Carls. Carl. So let's say you go up against a Mirabelle team. 40% attack and HP range team, 76 AR. You're kind of already at a disadvantage, 9 AR difference compared to your 85. So you really might want to play your cards right there. That could be a little bit of a trouble. You should be able to smash the blues, the reds if they have stun guns could be an issue, but you still should be okay if there's only one Mirabelle. You're going up against a Carl, expect a wet noodle fight. I mean, if he's the only 6-star, geez, these fights could last longer than you actually might expect, but with your hold the line, you should be able to win against Carl very easily, the 7th or 8th turn. If she happens to be your second 6-star, we're looking better because whoever, if she was your second or you got somebody after her, anybody's AR should be lower than hers. If not, then that sucks. But a Carl leader with Aris would be a good choice, giving you enough survivability to hopefully get around to using Aris's AR. My other option would be a G2 Zeke, if you happen to not have Carl, but you were still lacking that leadership ability, which could really just make your team fall apart. Dante is coming up, and if you do get him, and you do have Aris, I pretty much would stack the rest of your team with heavy hitters, because pretty much regardless of who you choose for the second, you're going to notice a power surge from just having a second 6-star, but the team will still kind of feel incomplete. Now, if she happens to be your third 6-star, to me, when I got my third 6-star, I really started to find the biggest power jump and the biggest progression in my roster. By this time, I would really recommend a 66 AR tune and one of those 3 6-stars you have, because you really want them. You want to make your opponent have so many decisions that there's so many wrong ones and very little right ones. And if you just keep taking all the wrong decisions away, it's going to leave eventually very easily choiced decisions to kill your team. So make the opponent choose. Kill Aris and deal with a 66 AR, or deal with the 66 ARs, could be plural, and get hit by her hold the line, buffed out 3 stun, 325 damage. If you're able to get your hands on a 6-star Shiva, Yellow Negan, the double taunt, is very nice, especially if you have an absolute defense weapon. Yellow Maggie, Winter Michonne, etc., then you will really start to see your team come together. Now, pretty much if you're going to the 4th or 5th 6-star, I would say anything coming to this part would be nothing more than me repeating what I stated before. I mean, the goal currently is 66 AR tunes, so pretty much I would be repeating what I just said. So there is the quick rundown, survival spotlight of Aris. If I happen to miss anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let's have a dialogue. Let's chat. Let's talk about Aris. Let me know if you got her. Let me know if you'll want her. Let me know if you think she's actually good or she's not good. But there you go. If you like this, if you like what you saw, give a nice karate chop to that subscribe button. Support's greatly appreciated, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye!